They was a bunch of young'uns, children about my age, out playing in the yard. And I said, man, this big family. But the one thing I noticed is a good-looking little old red-headed girl about my age playing around out there, too. I said, well, I'll have to come visit more often now. Her name is Marguerite. She was in the grade behind me in school, and she was going to North Shore School, and I was going to Kirby Smith, and we both rode the same school bus. But the school bus would stop at North Shore first and then go to Kirby, and then coming home it would leave Kirby first and go to North Shore. So I would always save her a seat on the bus. And a lot of times I'd have a little problem with some of the boys wanting to take my seat before we got to North Shore. And we'd have a little altercation once in a while, but we finally won out. But I always save her a seat on the school bus. I remember when I was stationed up in Iceland. I was up there for a year. And I wrote Marguerite a letter probably about every week. Not much happening up there, just us guys around the Quonset hut on our time off. We'd play horseshoes or play cards or just nothing. But I'd write a Marguerite letter about every week. And I got to thinking, it's going to be a long time before I get out of the Air Force. And going to be probably about 6 months. This is right in the middle of the summer. It's going to be about 6 months before I get home. And I got to thinking, I would have asked Marguerite to marry me. But how do you go about doing that in such a faraway place? I said, well, I got to thinking, I reckon I could write it in a letter and ask her. So I did. Took a lot of courage to sit down and write, but I got to thinking. And here's what I wrote Marguerite, that letter proposing to her. Hello, darling. I hope you're feeling as well as I am tonight. Or maybe I should say today. It's 11 o'clock and the sun is still shining. It just goes down about 30 minutes so it can come up again. It is really getting warm up here now, too. It's about 50 degrees. The weather changes faster up here than it does anywhere else, I think. Of course, the wind still blows all the time. Well, I've been taking it easy lately, just sitting around most of the time thinking of you. You're about the only thing I can keep my mind on. It's supposed to be like that when you're in love. I want to stay in love with you always because it makes me feel good when everything else goes wrong. Maybe you can figure out what I mean. I'm not very good at writing it. I don't know what to think of Clifford getting married. I didn't think he ever would, but I suppose it's a nice thing to happen to him. Don't you? I've been thinking of getting married myself when I have my own time and it don't belong to Uncle Sam. That is, if the girl I love will marry me if I ask her. And you are the girl I love. Darling, will you marry me? If you will, you'll make me the happiest guy in the world, and I'll try to make you as happy. I don't suppose I should ask you when I'm so far away from you, but I love you just as much. Well, darling, I better get to work. I'll be looking forward to your next letter. All my love, Raymond.